am not taking personal readings at this time. Please do not get scammed by people posing as me and other readers in the comments section. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel, Rosology. So this pick a card is about the final spiritual test of 2021 that you are passing or have passed. So this reading is a part of a series that I started because every month I feel like the universe gives me a new assignment to focus on, and it's different every month. You know, sometimes it's about relaxing, learning how to relax, learning how to have a little more fun. Other times it's about getting shit done. Sometimes it's internally focused. Other times there's a call to assess the relationships in my life. But the point is that spiritual work never means one thing, because spirituality is all about the individual journey. So if you felt called to this reading, it is because you've completed another lesson. This is one more for the books, and a congratulations is in order. So let's just get to the disclaimers as well as the meditation. So obviously this is a general reading, meaning that it will resonate with who it is meant to resonate with. Tarot does not control or dictate your life. If you hear something you don't like and think that you're just doomed to that reality, you're not using my readings correctly. My readings are for confirmation and not answers. So realize that at the end of the day, your free will and what you do with it determines your outcomes, not a pick a card reading on YouTube. So please be responsible, be accountable, and use this as a guide to help decipher the messages that your spiritual team has been trying to send you all along. Getting to the meditation, this is a general reading again. So in order for this reading to resonate with you, you have to be synced into the energy of this reading. To help you do that and to help you select a pile with your third eye and not your physical ones, I'm going to be offering a 60-second meditation. Halfway into that meditation, I'm going to be placing crystals for my clairvoyants that like to pick piles with objects on them. And after that clairvoyant pile selection, there will be a clairaudient selection where I play a different tone for each pile, and you can select a pile based off of which tone resonates with you the most. So if you are drawn to another pile, that's because there is another message for you in that pile. So if you are ready, get into a relaxed position, become aware of your entire body, starting with your feet, and work that awareness up in sections from the feet to the head. Then take a deep breath in through your nose for around 5 seconds. Hold that breath for 3 seconds, and then exhale for 6 to 7 seconds. Then ask your guides, spirit, ancestors, the universe, or all of them to connect you to your higher self so you can receive confirmation as to the spiritual tests that you have passed or are destined to pass in the final month of 2021. So this is pile number 1, pile number 2, and then pile number 3. On pile 1 is a selenite tower. On pile 2 is a selenite wand. On pile 3 is a clear quartz crystal. right, pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So we are going to be starting off with your tarot cards before getting to some oracle cards to see what your final test of the year 2021 will be, or the final test of 2021 that you are meant to pass or that you have passed. So we're just going to flip over all the cards and see what messages come through. Then we're going to be pulling additional oracle cards on camera. So let's just get started. So the very first card that we have here is the 10 of Cups in reverse. Then we have the 7 of Swords. And then we have the King of Talismans, otherwise known as the King of Pentacles. First thing that is coming through is, for my pile ones, is somebody has let go of I don't want to call it a delusion because it wasn't a delusion. I feel as though maybe you were like led astray by someone or possibly lied to someone. This could be a relationship where somebody made you to feel as though you were family with this 10 of Cups in reverse right here, or that they were in love with you with this 10 of Cups in reverse. It seems as though there could have been somebody around you or in your life that was feeding you information that wasn't true, or that was telling you this is how I feel, or this is the future that I'm planning, and it wasn't true. So there is some sort of revelation that you have opened your eyes to, or some sort of revelation that you have come into. And it may have been difficult because with this 10 of Cups right here, this 10 of Cups feels like not a fantasy. This is the thing, is like you weren't wrong to believe in the future that you could have had with someone. Or if this was like a job or a situation or something, like you weren't wrong in thinking that it was a 10 of Cups upright situation because this other person or party led you to think that everything was fine. And then it's like, come to find out, it's not. And so with this 10 of Cups being in reverse, one of the major tests that you guys have passed in the final days of 2021 has everything to do with letting go of some sort of delusion or lie, something that you really wanted to believe in or something that you really did believe in. Like that was difficult for you to let go of it. Like in your heart, it was like your heart was still holding on to this idea that, oh my God, we were going to be happy together, or like, oh my God, like this job was going to be great, this job was going to be perfect, like things are really about to change, or you know, like it's like somebody snatched away the best is yet to happen, you know, like you were thinking in your mind to some level, like the best is yet to come, or the future is going to be so bright here or with this person, and it's like they snatched that away, like it wasn't real. And let me see what else is coming through. And the King of Pentacles right here is you really trying to root yourself in more reality and more realism and more, you know, thinking of things more literally than as a hope in a sense. So with this King of Pentacles, this is definitely you. Repairing your boundaries is what it feels like. I'm hearing very, 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 very clearly from somebody's guides here, if this was the case, I'm hearing very clearly from somebody's guides here, like if this situation was actually happening, that like you're not stupid, you're not gullible, you're not ignorant for believing that this was a possibility or for believing that this could have been your future. Some of you may feel like you got played, or like somebody made a fool out of you, and they didn't. They didn't. Don't blame yourself for that, pile one. 10 of Cups also talks about an abundance of joy, happiness, love, support, and relationships. That being in reverse, alongside the King of Pentacles, who talks about priorities and principles, and with the 7 of Swords showing up here, the card of tricks and illusion, maybe even manipulation. What I'm seeing here for you, pile one, is you are passing the spiritual test of learning how to be alone as well. learning how to accept maybe the loss of a small community, which may have been your family or friend group, you not being in contact with them, or maybe you were speaking to them less. Maybe you've moved to a new area, a new school, started a new job, or you could have had a falling out, or this could be you going through a situation that you feel as though they wouldn't or could not understand. But this is about acceptance, because what is underneath the energy of your reading here is the comparison energy with the Seven of Swords. You looking at maybe other people's family and saying, I wish I had what they had. Why can't my family be that way? Why wasn't I born into a more loving or accepting family? Just for example, this month you passed the test of not comparing your experience or your circumstances to others. You learn that not all is as it seems with the Seven of Swords right here. The Seven of Swords is illusion, really strong illusion. Every time I see any of the sevens in tarot, Seven of Wands, Seven of Swords, Seven of Cups, Seven of Pentacles, I see illusion. I see, in a sense, almost like a lie, because what it looks like isn't what's necessarily happening. There's always something underneath that is almost explaining each of the sevens in tarot. And that's what I feel like here. You're no longer comparing your experience to others. So at some point this month, you may see or have already seen someone that you really admired, or maybe you really admired the bond and closeness that they seem to have with their family, only to find out that at some point that their family is not what they seemed. They're not as close or as loving. It's like this entire time it may have been an illusion. And if anything, for some of you, it's been a major realization with the Seven of Swords that no one is perfect, and that maybe your family or friend group is not as bad as you thought. But it seems like something or someone that you used to put on a pedestal as well ends up exposing themselves as like a flawed human, or someone that didn't deserve to be admired or idolized, or at the very least, they didn't deserve to be placed above the people maybe in your life. And you realize that, or you just realize that at the very least, nobody has what you think other people have. For some of my pile ones, you think that everyone else has it perfect, or you think that, like, when in comparison to you in your life. So going back to that example, when you look at your friend's family, for example, you may look at them and go, damn, like, I wish my family was like that, like kind of like grass is greener sort of mindset. But there is a huge illusion here with the Seven of Swords. Going back to the first message that I got when looking at your cards, that there may have been some sort of hope that you had that was snatched away from you, because somebody may have been lying or manipulating you, telling you something that wasn't necessarily true. This person themselves, it seems as though this was somebody that just talks without thinking. Maybe they just talk a lot and they don't actually always mean it, and this gets them into a lot of trouble. But what it really ends up doing is like breaking people's hearts. Something here has broken your heart with this Ten of Cups in reverse, and you're coming now more so to the point where it's like, I have to accept it. I have to accept it. I can't keep telling myself this isn't happening, or this didn't happen, or I can't keep holding on to what this could have been. So there is you here consciously making the decision to let go of a dream that you once had, this deep desire that you once had. You're truly letting it go. And so you may as well too, with this Ten of Cups in reverse. I also want to say, for some of you, in the month of December, the final month of 2021, is going to be a banger for the entire collective, because the nodes are about to phase out and into different signs, into Taurus and Scorpio from Gemini and Sagittarius. So there is, this final month's going to be a big one. But for those that have picked pile one, I also want to say as well that if you notice a lot of crying spells, your emotions kind of seem up, down, up, down, up, down. It's not anything terrible going on with you. This is actually you grieving. Ten of Cups in reverse is you definitely releasing, letting it go. And what you're letting go is something that was never going to have become anything. It was never going to materialize. Somebody was leading you, falsely leading you down a path where you thought you were going to reach a particular destination, and this is what you end up letting go. But it is something that you have to grieve, because a part of you wanted this very badly. Like, you saw this as like your end goal. You saw this as like your destination. But now you're creating a new one. You're creating this new stability and this new security within yourself with this King of Pentacles right here. With this King of Pentacles, this is you completely reclaiming your own peace of mind, your own state of mind, your own willpower, your own dreams, your own goals and aspirations. This is you formulating your own destination point, something that no one else can take away from you. So if anything, this trickery or this manipulative situation or person, this illusion, if anything, has brought you a real sense of authority within yourself. Like, where you feel a lot more like, you know what, like, I'm going to actually be the bringer of my own happiness and my own joy, my own peace and fulfillment. This is definitely you guys not looking elsewhere anymore, thinking that, oh, it's better over there, or what I did want has been taken away from me and snatched away from me. It's completely different. Like, you guys aren't looking at this anymore. You're not looking at what you truly want in your heart of hearts as something that's not attainable or something that's been stolen from you. You're not looking at it that way anymore. Now you have taken complete control over your destiny and your destination, and you're saying, I still want to end up happy, and damn it, I'm going to do it. So this is you guys getting a renewed sense of like faith in your dreams and in what it is that you truly want. And that's hard. That's not easy. It's not easy to revisit a dream after it has gone awry or after it has disappointed you in some way. That is, oh my God, it's so painful when you have a certain dream in mind and it's like, you know, it's not going to happen anymore. It's a very painful experience, but, and a lot of people never recover from that. A lot of people never recover from going after something that they want so badly in their heart of hearts, and they don't get it. A lot of people cannot pick themselves back up from that and put themselves back out there. But this is something that you're doing, Pile One. And because of that, you are literally solidifying your destiny that what I want will happen. Not only can it happen, but it will. I'm going to see to that. When the kings get involved, when the queens get involved, you can make damn sure that whatever it is that they want will happen. And you're definitely stepping into more of that like king role. Ascension, see? Yeah. This is you guys kind of ascending to a place where it's like, instead of you kind of putting your wants and your goals or your needs and your aspirations in other people's hands, where you are at the mercy of other people, that's not, yeah, you're not doing that. You're reclaiming your joy as well. We got the joy card right here. And underneath the deck, we have movement into balance. So another thing that you guys are definitely healing as well is your ascension type energy, your ability to kind of transcend all of this situation, like what I was just talking about. You guys are getting back to that place where you're like, no, I'm gonna make this happen because I really want it to happen. And that's another spiritual test that you guys have passed, which is ascension. Ascension itself, all it talks about is a spiritual battle. And when you successfully defeat whatever sort of battle you're in, you know, when you become the victor of whatever internal battle you're kind of locked in, or whatever is challenging you internally, you ascend. A spiritual journey is just like being in school, you know, you pass from grade to grade to grade. And the lessons get a little harder. They get a little more challenging. We have here, think on your feet. That kind of flipped over, but I'm going to keep shuffling because it didn't feel like your card. But if it is your card, don't worry, it'll come back out again. Happens all the time. But yeah, ascension and joy. This is another spiritual test that you guys have passed. When it comes to this joy card, the reason that you have passed the spiritual lesson of joy is because you have reconnected to your joy. You're reconnecting to your destination, despite the fact that this obstacle and this wrench was thrown in the middle of it, despite the fact that somebody tried to lie to you, despite the fact that someone tried to manipulate you or take that future and that destination that you wanted from you, despite the fact that you may have been almost manipulating yourself and thinking that the grass is greener on the other side, or they have a much, going back to that example, I wish I had their family, they have a much better family than my situation. This is you definitely reclaiming your joy and not placing it into the hands of anyone else. So these are the spiritual tests that you pass. Let's see, let's get a animal card. We have here, got Dragonfly Spirit, Truth transcends illusion. What have I been talking about your entire pile? I don't even get shocked anymore. I don't even get shocked anymore when the cards do this to me. And then underneath the deck, let's see. Open and infinite possibility, Starfish Spirit. Yeah, you guys, this is Crow Spirit. It kind of was like sticking out. It says co-create here with Spirit. See, you guys are, okay, so this is interesting. You guys may be very connected, first of all, to the crow or the dragonfly, maybe even the starfish. But the thing is that with you guys, you're not creating your joy with other people anymore. You guys have entered into almost like this hermit process, not where you're like necessarily physically alone, but when it comes to co-creating your future, your destination, your joy, your goals, your aspiration, when it comes to trying to reach these things, you're not co-creating or collaborating with other people, with other human beings. Now you are collaborating on your joy with spirit. You've really learned not to place your trust in the people when it comes to your joy and your happiness and your peace, because every single time you've been let down, and you've been let down quite a few times possibly, or this one time, this one letdown was enough. It was enough to really send you into a space where you're like, I can't allow this to happen again. And as we can see with Dragonfly Spirit, what was I talking about your entire reading? Transcending illusion. I kept telling you guys the word illusion keeps coming through with the Seven of Swords. Most of the time, Seven of Swords can mean something like a lie or I guess manipulation. But illusion kept coming through with your Seven of Swords. And look at what it says, Dragonfly Spirit. Truth transcends illusion. That's exactly what you guys have done. And then let's get one final card here. One final message for you guys as far as the spiritual test that you've passed in the final month of 2021. Okay, the card that we have for you is Assistance with Access. It is necessary to ask for and accept help in order to receive it. Okay, and it says here, maidenhood is a time of limited autonomy. It is the budding stage of underdeveloped mental, physical, and emotional capacities. It is also a period in which there is the least distortion clouding our connection to spirit self. Interesting, the least distortion. I kept talking about illusions in your reading. And then it says here, conversely, the older that we get, the more autonomy we have, and the more estranged we are from our spirit self. Throughout life, we require the assistance of others, circumstances, and the world in order to grow. Whether or not we like it, acknowledge it, or accept it, a time will come when we cannot ignore it, that we can neither do everything alone, nor have everything done for us. We must learn the middle way of active and receptive living with and amongst others and the world. The maiden holds a key that illuminates her surroundings. She is pointing the key towards her chest where she believes the lock to be. However, her conscious attention and desire are not enough to find the keyhole and unlock her way into all that is within. The maiden requires assistance to discover the full spectrum of who she is. This is the same for every one of us. So the point of this card here says, like the maiden, we all hold the key to ourselves and simultaneously remain in need of an interdependent relationship with other people, places, and situations to assist us in accessing the full terrain of our spirit self. The Maiden supports you through a time of asking for help and accepting it from those who are genuinely of pure source love and light. May you allow yourself the time to seek out those knowledgeable and willing to assist you in learning how to access and embody your full power and purpose. Throughout your journey of self-discovery, remember to practice discernment and trust your intuition on whether someone, a situation, a thing, or a place is safe and right for you now. Always receive with gratitude and love that which is wholeheartedly and transparently given. The Maiden's message says, attention is your key to everywhere and anything. Spirit self is accessed through the experience of being in a harmonious communion with the world, situations, and others. Your external reality is both the reflection of and the aperture into your inner portal. To know who you are is to experience yourself in relation to what it seems you are not. And pile number 1, this is all that I'm seeing for you guys as far as the final spiritual test or homework assignment of 2021 that you are passing. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys. All right, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. So we're starting with your tarot cards. Then I'm going to be pulling some additional oracle cards on camera to see the final test that you are passing in 2021 and what that looks like. So let's just get started. Very first card that we have here. Why does this happen? Okay, very first card that we have here, sorry you guys, is the Fool. Then we have the 3 of Wands in reverse. And then we also have the Ace of Cups upright. So the spiritual test that you're passing in the month of September, pile 3, is everything to do with being in the moment, being more present, because I'm picking up this almost restless energy with the Fool here, which is the card of a brand new chapter or experience. The 3 of Wands still showed up, which is the card of exploration. And there's a sense in September that instead of looking at what you would like to change about a situation, instead of focusing on your displeasure, you focus on building or creating and working with what you've got, because there's this idea or energy here of, if I don't like something, I leave, I dip out, I'm gone. It's like, why put energy into something that I'm unhappy with? But this month in December, right before we hit 2022, you decide to stay put where you are with this 3 of Wands in reverse, because you've been blessed with some sort of completely new beginning with the Fool, the Ace of Cups, even the 3 of Wands here. And it looks like something that you've been asking for a lot, and you get this in December and still find a reason to be unhappy with it. And somehow you notice that as well yourself, and you stop your own self from picking something apart, and instead you say, I'm going to make the best out of it. I'm going to make it work, instead of just jumping and leaving because I'm unhappy. So in September, you pass the test of not abandoning something, not immediately going on the search for the next best thing, but really learning how to love something or someone in September for the time being, learning how to work with them, and accepting the fact that what you want has to be built. It has to be built by you, and it has to be built brick by brick. It has to be formed or designed by you. So you're going to recognize this for the blessing that it is in this month of December, whatever this may be, and you're going to make it yours. You're going to make it fit you perfectly. You just may not have been anticipating the extra effort that you had to put in, but once you do, with this Ace of Cups, this tells me that you start to fall in love with the process of designing or engineering something to your preference and your liking. So, don't be upset if you finally receive something in September that you want it really badly, but it needs a little work, because that is somehow the test for you, is how bad do you want it. And this is a super interesting test as well. This is like quite the interesting test. Let's see what we have here. We've got discernment here. Okay, discernment is talking about, I also just saw 444. That may be a very significant number this month for you as well. Discernment is talking about your Fool card energy. This is, and the Ace of Cups as well. This is about knowing how to move, when to move, and how to do it. This is about having some sense of direction. We have here transformation. Yeah, so this is the spiritual test that you guys are passing or will pass this month. And underneath the deck here, we have masculine energy. Yeah, this is about standing in conviction, having a sense of direction, knowing where you're going. and being able to feel confident in the fact that like I'm heading in this direction. Because the Fool doesn't have like a lot of direction. He's still kind of just wandering. You know, that's him. He's just sort of wandering. And eventually he kind of falls into a journey. And so you guys, you may be used to just kind of pulling a Fool card moment anytime that there's something undesirable happening in your life. You just kind of like, boom, hit the eject button and just sort of bounce and find the next best thing. But with this, you are being asked to turn lemons into lemonade. You know, like you're being asked to transform with this transformation card right here. And that's exactly what you guys are doing. And this is a spiritual test that you're passing in the month of December. Let's see, let's get some spirit animal cards here. Okay, I'm just making sure those are your cards. Okay, so we have here Sandpiper Spirit, be playful. And then we also have Dove Spirit, be peace. Okay, so playful sounds a lot like full card energy. Be playful and be peace is very interesting. Because yeah, most of these cards don't say be something. Like most of these cards say things like, you know, sometimes life stings, or time to collaborate, or rebirth is assured, time to heal. You know, I think it's interesting how both of these cards that came out for you talk about being something or becoming something. So with be playful, this is about being a little bit flexible, or this is about actually getting creative, maybe with like your environment, your circumstances, your scenarios, whatever situation that you may be in, where it's like, this is a little undesirable. I really kind of don't like it here. This is almost like, the only example I can think of is a really, really like basic ass example, but let's just say that like you get a haircut and you hate your haircut. This is about, instead of just being like, oh my God, I'm just going to chop it all off, or I'm just going to go and dye it a crazy color. This is about like kind of finding a little bit of stillness in the discomfort and being like, how can I work with this? The be playful card is like, you know what? How can I work with this haircut? I fucking hate it, but maybe there's like a way I can set it, a way that I can, I don't know, braid it, a way that I can blow dry it that's going to change it, you know, a way that I can style it that's going to change it up. And so this is about getting playful with something that's undesirable, with something that's uncomfortable. This is about exploring what is uncomfortable, exploring what you do not like. That's what I'm really picking up with this be playful card right here. And Dove Spirit, be peace. And this card here, be peace, is talking about becoming peace, looking for peace, focusing on peace. What sort of peace can you create out of the situation? What sort of comfort can you find in this uncomfortable situation? Look for the exact opposite of what you're experiencing or feeling or perceiving. So going back to that same example, you get a haircut, you fucking hate it. This is about, can you find anything about that haircut that you do like? And if there's even a small little percentage in there, like a 1% chance that like, maybe if I did this, I'd be able to tolerate it a little bit more. This is about making something a little more tolerable with this peace card. Peace is saying to focus on peace. Do not focus on changing. Do not focus on what you hate about it. Do not focus on the uncomfortable aspect of it. Don't focus on the parts of it that make you feel really unhappy. Focus on the parts that you can play with, that you can be a little bit more flexible. And this is what is going to ultimately change. What is underneath the deck for you? Learn from the past. Elephant Spirit. What past situation reminds you of the one that you're currently in right now, pile 2? What past situation? Oh shoot, my camera. All right, you guys, I'm so sorry. This is the second time today, second reading where my card filled up and just stopped recording. And again, I don't always realize these things because I'm trying to channel a message. So sometimes I forget to check the computer and the camera and the audio and all the other equipment and programs and make sure that they're still running. I am so sorry. Yes, it went out again. I'm pretty sure you guys saw me shuffle for these and pull the Dove Spirit and the Sandpiper Spirit, because I think I remember pulling those on camera. But oh yeah, underneath the deck, I was talking about, you guys had the elephant spirit here. Learn from the past. So the thing that I'm picking up about learning from the past is what sort of past situation have you been in before that is reminiscent of the one that you're currently in, or that looks similar in some ways to whatever current or present situation that you may find yourself in? And what did you do in the past? What did you do in the past, and where did those past decisions lead you? Did they lead you to a situation where you were even less happy, or did they lead you to a situation where you were able to more so tolerate the scenario that you were involved in? So this is about looking at the past, learning from the past, seeing how you moved in the past. Did it work for you? Did it not work for you? And making, certain tweaks to it. Again, being more playful and focusing on peace, focusing on what you do want to happen. Okay, everybody wants peace. Everybody wants peace. So it's like, what is it that you do want to happen? Focus on that, and then get really flexible. If the situation won't bend, you have to bend. You know what I mean? So you don't want to work against yourself here, It's like, if the situation won't bend, then you can't also be unyielding, because then no one's getting anywhere, right? So it's like, sometimes we have to be the ones that end up becoming a little bit more flexible, especially in order to accommodate our own needs. And that's definitely what this Ace of Cups is talking about. So this is one of the spiritual tests that you guys are passing for the final month of 2021. And then let's see, the card that we have for you here is Presence of Absence. Hold what is absence in the presence of your love. Oh my God. Oh, that picture is just heartbreaking. Oh, that picture is heartbreaking. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to read this out of the book. Give me a second, you guys. Then underneath the deck, we've got Eternal Gatekeeper. Acknowledge, assert, and protect what is right for you. And it says here, it is easy to fill our thoughts with the loss of loved ones, missed opportunities, and regrets. Yep. This is what we were talking about in your entire reading. Being flexible with what makes you uncomfortable, what makes you unhappy. And this is what this is talking about here. It says it is easy to fill our thoughts with the loss of loved ones, missed opportunities, and regrets. Our hearts can become so overwhelmed with what is no longer or never has been part of our life that we lose sight of our present. This can be especially so with regrets around the things that we did not say, try, or do. All that we can ever change about our regrets is what we do with our grief in the present. This is what I was talking about, you guys. Get playful, get flexible with your current situation, and tweak it until it's more tolerable, and keep tweaking it until it's a situation that fits you like a glove. I'm going to continue reading this. It says here, loss is a kind of death. Some of you guys are dealing with something heavy like this. Some of you guys may be dealing with something heavy as the loss of a loved one. It says loss is a kind of death. When we lose or do not attain something we deeply value, something of ourselves dies or remains absent along with it. At some point, we have to learn to live on and find ways to genuinely fulfill our present without this cherished person, place, attainment, or situation. The empty space where what we still love, had been, or would be can be painful to confront. We can either fill the empty space with who and what is absent, like the crone who sets the dinner table with photos, and become absent ourselves, or we can find a way to breathe ourselves back into life, rather than miss the opportunity to live. We can honor and acknowledge what haunts us with gratitude for whatever was and is no longer, or was not and may never be. We can use whatever was or was not to enrich how we approach living each moment to the fullest. The absence has a lesson for us. It would not have made up a part of our path if it did not. It is up to us to uncover the insight and use it harmoniously. Alternatively, it may be that you resonate with this card at a level where you find that it is you that has been absent throughout your life. It may be that you have lost a lot of your youth and the opportunity to make something of your life. Take heart in knowing that you are not alone. Your path has gifted you with an alternative set of inner resources, insights, and tools. To explore the value of them will illuminate a personalized way to the other side of your pain and how to create a meaningful and fulfilling life from it. Regardless of the source of your prolonged grief, the featured crone loves and supports you to move beyond the loss, suspending your life or aspects of it. She cautions you to avoid the potential for grief to consume the rest of your life by compromising your capacity to be present in it. Of course, to mourn any loss is essential and needs to run its due course. However, it is equally essential to recognize that you are still here and presently able to live a fulfilling life. Honor this blessing by embracing the many opportunities available to you. It says here to initiate this process, it can be helpful to light a candle and hold in your mind's eye what is absent in the presence of your love. Next to this, imagine in your mind's eye, place the part of yourself that has been lost to the past as a consequence. Keep this vision of all that is absent present within the white loving light of your heart for 4 minutes. During this time, focus on your breath, have your eyes closed, and hold your left hand on your heart. The need to cry may arise during this visualization is so good. To cry when we need to is always a good and healthy thing. Allow your tears to flow for however long and hard they need to. This is the body, mind, and emotions way of relieving, cleansing, and healing. Having a plush toy or pillow to hug can be soothing if no one safe is around. Although it might not feel like it at first, trust that there will be an end to your tears if you allow them all to come out. This is the same with grief. The crone's message here says true loss and absence are when you lose all of yourself to the past too. Oh man. Yeah, this is a very powerful card. And it's like, it's if you have lost a loved one, you know, like they've passed or they've transitioned, take your time with this. Don't try to push yourself too hard. You know, grief is such a process. I feel like I have my days where like I'm okay and other days where I'm not. Like after my dog died a couple months ago, it was like I just had, you know, like today for instance, I just bawled my eyes out for no reason. I saw a picture of him and just, you know, like some days I'll laugh and miss him and I can talk about him and laugh at the things that he used to do. And then other days like today, it was just had to get it out. And, you know, grief can seem like that. It can really seem like instead of like walking a straight line or instead of like walking upstairs, it can really feel like you're walking through like a maze or woods where you really don't know if you're progressing or getting anywhere. And you are every single day you are getting somewhere. It's just going to feel like sometimes you're going to wonder if you're getting set back. Some days it may be a little bit harder than others if you have lost anybody special to you in the past. Even if it wasn't a death, even if it was a falling out, we can grieve just as hard with falling outs and breakups because honestly, with death, depending on the situation, we can make more sense of that, you know? And it's like, I can make more sense of my dog dying than I can certain betrayals that I've gone through in the last few years of my life. Or even this past year, just this summer that I went through with a family member, you know, it's like certain things are a little more harder to accept. And I went through a betrayal with a very close family member of mine and we're still not speaking. I don't know if we ever will, honestly. And literally within a few weeks later, like my dog died and I didn't even have that support system, you know? And so, and it was really beautiful to get that support from you guys. And that was why I appreciated it so much. It wasn't something I could talk about then because I probably would have bawled my eyes out like on video. But you know, God and the universe always has something there to comfort us. Sometimes we have to look a little bit harder, pile two, but be peace. Be peace. And this is a new journey for a lot of you guys with this Fool card right here. This is completely new. And and with the Ace of Cups right here, these are two cards talking about a completely brand new beginning where you're not always going to know what to do and you're not always going to know what progress looks like. And that's okay. We honestly, I can promise you this much. Nobody on this planet that is a human being knows what the fuck they're doing. They can sound like they do, but we don't. Nobody knows what we're doing. We're all just trying to figure it out. And we're all doing the best that we can with the resources that we have and the experiences that we have and the past that we have. So don't be too hard on yourself. It is okay to take your time. It's okay to take your process. But also don't forget to live, which I think is a really beautiful message that this card touched on. And yeah, it was a hard card when I saw it because I had a little bit of a difficult day. And I mean, it wasn't anything that I was going to tell anybody, but I don't know why I kind of opened up about that. Normally I don't talk about it because it just, I mean, nothing's going to heal certain things. You know, I can't heal the betrayals that I've gone through. I can't bring my dog back. I can't bring these people back into my life that I used to depend on as a support system. And so it's like at the same time, even though a lot of that's gone, I have to find new ways to live and get motivated and inspired and excited every single day. And it's hard. Some days are harder than others. I promise you that much. But, you know, at the end of the day, too, just realize that you're not alone. Like, there's so many millions of people trying to figure it out just like you. And hopefully that brings you a little bit of comfort. But, you know, if it doesn't, just take your time. Take your time. Take your time and develop that comfort over time. Get flexible with this discomfort. Get flexible with this hangman moment. Play around with it. Explore it. You know, really look into what is it about this that is hitting me so hard, you know? Or look into how to fill your space up with something that you can really pour yourself into that's going to be healthy and productive for you. Okay, but pile 2, this is all that I have for you guys. I'm praying for you guys. I'm going to light a candle. For those of you that may even be experiencing loss, whether it's through death or a breakup or a separation, whatever it may be, it's all difficult. I've been there. It's all difficult. So, yeah. And, you know, if you guys have any sort of comforting, encouraging messages for pile 2, feel free to leave them down in the comments because it does help other people. It helps me too. I'm not gonna lie, it helps me too. But thank you guys so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, please stay safe, healthy, blessed. Keep conquering the world. Pile 2, I love you so much. I'm sending you the biggest hug and the most love ever. I'm praying for you. Keep conquering the world. And I'll see you guys next time, okay? Bye, you guys. All right, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with your tarot cards down here. Then I'm going to be pulling some additional oracle cards on camera to see what final spiritual tests of 2021 are you knocking out of the park and finally conquering. So we're going to be checking that out. And yeah, let's just get started. So we have here, very first card is the 7 of Pentacles. Then we have the King of Elixirs, otherwise known as the King of Cups. And then we also have the Queen of Talismans, otherwise known as the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, now, I'm not sure if you're feeling rushed or pressured, pile 3, but I see here very clearly that you want to do something the proper way, and you want to take your time with something. You want to nurture it and develop it slowly with the 7 of Pentacles and this Queen of Pentacles right here. But the issue here is also the 7 of Pentacles wanting to take your time with working out the painstaking details, because the 7 of Pentacles is ruled by Taurus, who runs on its own time and at its own pace. I should know. I am a double Taurus, okay? Like, I'm a Taurus in tropical timing, I'm a Taurus in Vedic timing, I'm all Taurus out. But yeah, and even my Mercury's in Taurus. So I even think and run like a Taurus. So I understand that when it comes to like pacing, it's like, don't fucking push me. Don't push a Taurus, right? But this card is also ruled by Saturn, who is all about discipline. So this tells me that you need a good amount of time to create something of quality. But where you may be struggling is with the amount of discipline that this takes with the Saturn influence here. Saturn says that the only way that we do anything, the only way that we get anything done of importance is with blood, sweat, and tears. There is no way around the challenge. There is no way around the work. And in order to handle those challenges, it takes a certain level and combination of discipline and dedication, especially with Saturn ruling time, discipline, challenges, fears, and even karma. So the spiritual test that you are overcoming has everything to do with your motivation as well as your physical energy. I'm picking up you struggling here with maybe the amount of sleep as well and rest that you get or don't get, I should say. And that having an impact on what you are able to accomplish throughout the day because you are feeling tired. And when we feel tired, we're not feeling super motivated. If we're dragging mentally, our body is physically going to do the same thing. Discipline and self-control takes a lot of energy, and you need that sharp wherewithal to stay committed, And I think for some time, you've been wondering if you have the energy and the dedication to achieve something, and that is not the problem. It is the level of exhaustion. It's the lack of energy that is making you second guess if you are capable of accomplishing something. In December, you may tweak a couple of habits, and that makes a lot of sense with us finishing up this season in Sagittarius. But you tweak a couple of habits because Seven of Pentacles comes after the Six of Pentacles, and he takes the extra pentacles that he was given or has, and he buries them to plant them. He learned from his critical mistake in the Four of Pentacles where he holds on to everything. He doesn't invest anything, and he loses everything in the next card, the Five of Pentacles. So, he decides to make that sacrifice on the front end with the Seven of Pentacles and to bury them all so they can return to him tenfold later on, as they do in the Nine and then Ten of Pentacles. So this is you saying in September, pile 3, I'm going to make this sacrifice on the front end. I'm going to go to bed earlier, even though I may miss out on hanging out with friends or watching TV. I'm going to wake up an hour early just so I can get off of work a little sooner and study a bit more. You're paying yourself on the front end, understanding that you are not going to see these results instantly. You are investing before any results come through. It's going to take time. And you know what? Anytime that we invest into something without there being any results, what you're actually doing is demanding something almost of energy and of the universe. That is called faith, in other words. When you invest into something before the results even materialize, it's called faith. You are acting by faith. You know that was that Bible verse, that Bible scripture, like we walk by faith, not by sight, something like that. That's kind of what you guys are doing here in the month of December. This is the spiritual test that you are passing, where it's just like, I don't have the results that I want just yet, but I'm going to keep working towards them like I do have them. So the man in the pentacles knows that, hey, if I plant these pentacles, they won't return to me tomorrow. But if I can be patient and wait, keep my head down, do the work, stay consistent and motivated with a little bit of faith. All you need is a mustard seed of faith, right? To move mountains. And the Suit of Pentacles, the journey and the Suit of Pentacles understands that. And he understands that I'm going to see these pentacles come back in a very abundant way that is really going to pay off eventually. It's going to pay off more than I put in. And so the spiritual test that you're passing here is the ability to have faith in what you are doing right now, the sacrifices that you are making right now. Another thing here for my pile 3, some of you definitely struggled with self-control and self-discipline in the past. You guys have hit this mark or this stride in December where all you know to do is sacrifice, make sacrifices, go to bed earlier, wake up a little earlier, hit the gym, eat a little healthier, study more, like whatever this may be. I mean, those aren't the only ways to improve your life by any means, but those are just examples. But by you guys making these sacrifices that you used to think that you didn't have the capacity to make, or that you didn't have the self-control to make, you guys are doing it with ease in the month of December. And this is a lot of sacral chakra work as well, I want to say. The sacral chakra actually rules discipline. A lot of people don't talk about that part of the sacral chakra, but it definitely rules discipline. It rules our ability to control the self. With an out of whack sacral chakra or a blocked sacral chakra, it is extremely easy to get to the point where we are so imbalanced that we initiate our own crises. And that's when the sacral chakra can get quite dangerous. And if you are not receiving enough when it comes to the sacral chakra, you can enter into a crisis of deficiency. So it can go either which way, but this is definitely a lot of sacral chakra work. Whether you guys are actually targeting the sacral chakra or not, I have no clue. But this is a completely new sacral chakra. It's like you traded in like your old sacral chakra and got like a brand new sacral chakra part. I don't know how else to explain it. That's what it looks like here. But yeah, the work that you put in right now is going to come back tenfold later as a very lucrative, abundant reward. And we see evidence of that with the King of Pentacles, who could not be more at ease and pleased with himself. He has found this paradise of internal appreciation, love, and joy with himself because your work work, pile 3, is closely tied to your emotional state. You just feel really good when you have a productive, good day at work and get the tasks done that you want to finish, or whatever it may be. It might not even be with work. It could be with school. Like, damn, I finished that paper and I didn't procrastinate. It's like I finished on time, or I finished ahead of time, so there's like something that you guys really, really struggled with before that is like you're doing it in December. I don't want to say with ease because it's going to sound like you're not making sacrifices, but it's not ease. You guys are paying for this new level of self-control. You guys are paying for this new sort of like organized lifestyle or routine or whatever it may be, and you're paying for it by putting in these sacrifices, by investing in your future with sacrifices. And so you definitely feel very good when you get your tasks done for the day. You feel horrible and ashamed almost when you procrastinate or don't finish in time, or show up somewhere late, or don't finish to the best of your abilities, because you recognize, if I would have made that sacrifice, if I would have went to bed a little bit sooner, if I would have woken up a little bit earlier and been able to truly dedicate myself to this, it would have turned out better. I'd be a lot more happier. I'd have more pride. And you can see this domino effect here. And that's what you are getting under your control in the month of December. This is a big feat for you. So be proud of yourself, because the confirmation is here for you right now that you passing this test this month is going to lead to King of Cups and Queen of Pentacles, ultimate rulership over your own success. So where your success is completely under your government and control. And this is success that your heart truly desires. With the King of Cups here. Anytime we deal with the cups, this is like what your heart wants. Like your heart wants it so much. So this is really good news, pile 3. Let's see. 1111 may be, 1111 may be a number for some of you guys as well. We have here inner journey. Yeah, you guys were on okay, so the spiritual test that you're passing was actually more of an inner journey. And then we also have here truth. Yeah, some of you guys had a very difficult time with accepting that you were doing the best that you could. Some of you are very Saturn dominated, so you take a lot of accountability, even when sometimes you might not have to. You don't really know how to not blame anyone other than yourself. And you're not doing it in a way where you beat up on yourself, but you're more so doing it in a way where you're like, I know I could do better. Like, I know I could do better, and I'm just not. And underneath the deck here, we have sexual energy. So that could maybe be what this King of Cups and Queen of Pentacles is talking about, to some degree, is also getting in touch with sexual energy, with your sexual energy in the month of December. But the funny thing about sexual energy as well is that it is governed by the sacral chakra, the chakra that I kept talking about over and over and over again. So this is as well your pleasure coming in, or your satisfaction coming in, but it's more so pleasure and satisfaction with yourself. And so it's like sacrifices to my pile 3s taste very sweet. Sacrifices to my pile 3s is almost like, it's almost like an orgasm in a sense for you guys, because it's like, oh my God, like I pulled this off and I pulled that off because I did it. There's some people out here where they don't need to be the ones that did something, as long as things work out in the way that they want it to and they're happy enough with that. And then there's other people that want to be responsible for their own success. You guys are the pile that want to be responsible for your own success, because you know you are capable. So every time the truth comes out and you see for yourself, I made this happen, I successfully completed this inner journey by making sacrifices and making certain things happen. It is really satisfactory for you. It's something that you really, really are happy about. Then we have here, look, squirrel spirit, believe in yourself. You guys do. This is the spiritual test that you're passing, being able to believe in yourself, but not because you're having more faith in yourself. Again, you guys are my pile that is very close to your Saturn energy. And when you're close to your Saturn energy, it's not necessarily about being idealistic and being hopeful in the fact that you can do something or change something up or make something happen. No, it's about putting your money where your mouth is and saying, I can do this, and therefore I will do this. Like, no, it's not going to be easy, but damn it, I can do it if I want to. And you're aware of that. So this is you guys. Oops. Okay. And then we have here, Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back, period. Pile 2 or pile 3. I'm sorry. That's just period. And then we have here Stag Spirit, take the lead. That's what you guys are doing. You're really taking the lead. Look, lay a solid foundation. Beaver Spirit underneath Stag Spirit. That's what you guys are doing. Especially with this Pentacles energy here, the Seven of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. This is you guys totally laying a new foundation. Laying a new foundation to the point to where it's like you're used to making sacrifices, but it's like that one Drake song. What did he say in that song? Crap. I forgot what he said. Oh, he said, I make sacrifices and I've been bawling ever since. Yes, that's about to be you guys. In December, y'all are making sacrifices, and it's like these results are going to come through so fast. It's going to come through quite fast. Okay, and then the card that we have for you, is forgiveness. Hurt blocks our light. Okay, so I'm going to read this out of the book. So give me a second, because this is your final message from Spirit as far as these spiritual tests that you're passing. So let me read this. And it says here, hurt blocks our light. The only forgiveness that we can receive is that which we experience for ourselves. In essence, to forgive another, life, or the world is as irrelevant as being forgiven by another life or the world. If we have not forgiven ourselves, we can neither receive forgiveness nor have it to give. Forgiveness is a word that often evokes in us a sense of defensiveness and anger. Isn't that the truth? It's so funny to me how like something as beautiful as forgiveness, like people can get so up in arms about. but it says here, why should we be the ones to forgive when we were the ones wronged? I hear you on that. They are preaching to me right now. This says, when exploring the concept of forgiveness, the key lies in the word wrong and not in the doing or the doer of the wrong. Yeah, every happening is neutral in and of itself and as indifferent as nature. It is us who brings such notions of wrong, right, good, and bad to stimuli. For the wrong not to continue to be a reality that lives harmfully in our mind, body, and emotions, the physical effects of it need to be thoroughly released. Ideally, we release our distress like the wild animals that instantly rid themselves of whatever disturbance they experience by energetically purging it in a physically cathartic act before moving on. Once we release what is unforgiven from within ourselves, it ceases to have a negative charge and therefore ceases to live on in us as toxic energy that detrimentally impacts and overshadows who we are, our health, and the rest of our life story. This is why the only forgiveness that matters is ours. We deactivate the negativity within and change what are energetically matched to in our external reality. Releasing the unforgiveness frees us into a higher vibrancy and creates a shift in our possibilities. Ooh, okay. It says the compulsion to unconsciously repeat unforgiven wounds ceases. This is why to forgive is all about ourselves and not about anyone or anything else. To be clear, this does not mean that we forget or deny another's or our own past actions. Instead, we release the negative charge and remembering from our body, emotions, and psyche. It says the beginning of everything true and the end of everything false starts the moment we forgive ourselves for having forgotten that we are not our bodies, our behavior, our memories, or the stories that we live out, nor are we in any way how we have ever been mistreated or disrespected. Yeah, it's true. It's just a hard thing to take on when you've been like so deeply impacted, right? When you've been so deeply impacted that you need forgiveness to move on from it, oh my God, it's going to be a process. It says here, there is nothing to be fixed or added to. You are, however, always required to release anything that is unforgiven within you so that the loving white light that you are can transparently shine in all of its brilliance. Forgiveness is your way home. You are the only light that you need. Fill your way home to spirit self by replacing all that hurts with the shining white light of pure self-love that you are. When we forget the loving light that we are susceptible to believing in what we are not. Ooh, they are preaching right now. Okay, it says any external hurts that show up are means through which to recognize what still needs releasing. Okay, and it says here, the Guardian's message, the white light of love releases you from the pain and suffering of believing in what is not you. This is another reason why you guys have surpassed the spiritual test in the final month of 2021 is because you have forgiven yourself for past mistakes. You guys have forgiven yourself for not having a certain level of control and discipline. You've forgiven yourself for practicing the same habits and routines that have led you down an uncomfortable path or that have led you to displeasure, that has led you to a reality that you don't like. And For you guys, it was as simple as forgiving yourself for practicing bad habits and a bad routine that kept you stagnant, kept you stuck, kept you in a place where you couldn't believe in yourself, kept you in a place where you couldn't see the truth of yourself. Maybe it blocked your inner journey. Maybe it stagnated your inner journey. And you guys really had, and it says right here, Spirit has your back. Believe in yourself. This is the universe saying we never needed to forgive you. You just got to forgive yourself and realize that you are not your mistakes. You're not your bad habits. You're not your bad routines. You're not your bad decisions, and honestly, like it just said in the book, the definition of good, bad, and whatever else are all definitions made up by us and labels that we place onto things that we have done and others have done. And while that can be productive, at one point it just becomes this negative self-talk or beating up on yourself, and that's not productive. That's counterproductive. So it's like, if you can give yourself like constructive criticism versus just like injuring yourself with negative self-talk, that's what you want to aim for. And so for some of you guys, this is about forgiving yourself, for others of you, it may have been somebody that you were focusing on forgiving in the month of December. There may be some old lingering pains and issues that come in, especially with the Seven of Pentacles right here and the King of Cups. The King of Cups can hold on to a lot, okay? And so it's like, this could be something that kind of comes back up. And for you to get through your inner journey, you have to confront it. And you have to say, you know what? I'm not over it. I haven't forgiven that just yet. And that is okay. That's perfectly fine. You're on an inner journey, and you guys are taking the lead by forgiving yourself and by showing some grace to yourself, and by saying, like, you know what, if this is a part of my process, if this is a part of my inner journey, I'm not going to shame myself for it. I'm not going to be upset about it. I'm going to forgive myself and allow myself to process through the emotions that I need to, so I can get to a place of forgiveness and neutralizing whatever sort of energy, negative or low vibrational energy that I may be holding on to from past experiences, especially with the Seven of Pentacles right here. But you guys, this is a spiritual test that you're passing, which is huge. It is not easy to forgive, whether it's ourselves or someone else. It is not easy. I say all the time, forgiveness is a skill. It's something that we have to learn, and it is not something that we just inherently have. True forgiveness is, it's a different type of ability. It really is. And sometimes it takes our entire lifetimes to truly learn how to forgive. Because your love for yourself, in a sense, has to be stronger than the pain that was inflicted upon you, or that you may have inflicted upon another person. And so that can be very difficult, but it's not impossible. It is very possible. And this is something that you guys are doing or have done in the month of December. And this is something that Spirit is saying, we're really proud of you. Like, we're really, really proud of you. And it has your back. Spirit has your back. Spirit is rooting you on. It's cheering you on. And so don't stop. But pile 3, this is the beautiful spiritual lesson, the final spiritual lesson of 2021, or spiritual homework assignment that you guys are passing or have passed. So pat yourself on the back. Congratulations. Good job. And yeah, this is the end of you guys' reading. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing Spirit, for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys.